Hey there, and welcome. Today we're jumping into something that's honestly super important for anyone dealing with the U.S. immigration system. We're talking about filing a Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, request with USCIS. And specifically, we're focusing on the brand new, totally digital process for 2026.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why this is such a big deal and what's changed. Then we'll get into the prep work, which is crucial. After that, a step-by-step on submitting your request online, what to expect after you hit that button, and we'll wrap it all up with a checklist for success. Okay, let's get right into it. Before we tackle the how, it's really important to get the what and the why. So what exactly is a USCIS FOIA request, and why is it such a powerful tool for you? Let me ask you this. Have you ever needed a complete, official record of every single interaction you've had with U.S. immigration? Maybe for a new application or just for your own records? Well, this is exactly where that process starts. You know, the official name for this complete record is your A file. Think of it as the full story of your immigration journey. And honestly, for most people, filing a FOIA request is the only way to get your hands on the whole shebang. And here it is, the single biggest change you need to know about. As of January 22nd, 2026, USCIS went fully digital. That means no more mail, no more faxes, no more emails. Everything, and I mean everything, has to go through their online portal. This is a huge shift, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, now for what I think is maybe the most important part of this whole thing, the prep work. Seriously, getting this part right is the secret to avoiding those annoying delays and rejections that can leave you waiting for months. Okay, so there are 3 key things to do before you even think about logging in. First, and this one can save you a ton of time, check the USCIS electronic reading room. The info you need, like a specific policy or a report, might already be out there for free, no request needed. And this slide just nails it. This is maybe the most important advice I can give you. Specificity is speed. Sure, you can ask for my entire A file, but just know that's going to be slow. But asking for the decision letter on my I-485 from 2023, now you're talking. That gets processed so much faster. Lastly, on prep, there are 3 rules that are absolutely non-negotiable. Rule 1, one person, one request. Even for your own family, you gotta file them separately. Rule 2, if you're requesting records for someone else, you have to have their signed consent form ready to upload. And Rule 3, this is a pro tip. If you've got an immigration hearing coming up, attach that notice. It bumps you right to the front of the line. Okay, with all our prep work done, it is go time. Let's actually walk through filing the request in the USCIS online system. So first things first, you're going to need an account at my.uscis.gov. If you don't have one, no worries. It's super straightforward. You just pop in your email, verify it, and I would absolutely recommend setting up 2-factor authentication for security. Anyone can make an account. You don't need to have a case pending or anything. All right, once you're logged in, you'll find the FOIA portal. From there, you just pick what kind of request you're making, for you, for someone else. You'll fill in your basic info, full name, A number, birthday. Then you get to the description box. That's where you put that super specific request we talked about. Finally, upload your documents, like that consent form or hearing notice. Give it one last look and hit submit. So you did it. You clicked submit. Your request is officially in the system. So now what? This next part is all about the waiting game. How to track your request, what to know about fees, and what the timelines really look like. And this is, honestly, one of the best things about the new digital system. The second you hit submit, like instantly, the system gives you a FOIA control number. You're going to want to save that number because it's your key to checking the status of your request online, anytime. No more wondering what's going on. Okay, let's talk about money. When you submit, you'll see a notice that you're agreeing to pay up to $25 if there are fees. But don't let that number scare you, because how they calculate those fees is what's really important. Yeah, check this out, because the fee structure is actually pretty generous. You get the first 100 pages copied for free. You get the first 2 hours of them searching for your stuff for free. What this means is, unless your request is just massive or super complicated, the total cost is probably going to be under the $14 minimum. And if it's under $14, you pay nothing. And that's really the bottom line here. For most people who are just requesting their own A file or a few documents from it, the final bill is 0. Zilch. And hey, if fees do apply, they'll let you know before they charge you anything. Now, on paper, the law says federal agencies have 20 business days to respond to a FOIA request. That's the official target that USCIS is aiming for. But, and this is super important, you've got to be realistic. While a really specific prioritized request might get done pretty quick, a broad one for your entire A file, especially if it's a thick one, will almost certainly take longer. We're talking several months, so patience is key here. All right, let's bring it all home. We're going to wrap this up with a final checklist, kind of summarizing the most critical points and the common mistakes to avoid so your request goes off without a hitch. Look, if there is just one thing you take away from all this, please let it be this. Specificity is everything. Being crystal clear about what you're asking for is the #1 way to get a fast and accurate response. Period. And here are the classic mistakes we see all the time. Let's make sure you don't make them. First, don't even think about sending in a paper form. They won't accept it. Second, don't combine multiple people in one request. Third, double-check you're asking the right agency. Sometimes records are with CBP or ICE, not USCIS. And finally, please check that electronic reading room first. So think of this as your final pre-flight check. Right before you hit that submit button, just run down this list one last time. Did you check the reading room? Are you signed in? Is it one person per request? Is your description super clear? Did you upload consent if you needed it? Is that hearing notice attached? This quick review is your best friend. You know, in the end, this is about more than just paperwork. Your A file is your history. It's your personal narrative told through official documents. By following these steps, you're not just requesting records, you're actually unlocking a chapter of your own story. So what story does your file tell?